This is the story of me and who I am. I'm Tyler Gardner. I'm 19 years old. Many of you may know me from TikTok as the Mr. Gardner. And I'm here to tell y'all a story about how Crohn's disease and having an ileostomy has changed my life. The summer of 2020, I never thought something like this would happen. So I got transported to the other hospital, and in that time period, I spent a total of 8 days there. This was the first picture I took in the hospital. This is a picture of me in the hospital. You can tell I was miserable. And when I first got there, I was on MPO, which basically meant I couldn't eat or drink, and I was getting all my fluids through an IV to keep me hydrated and whatnot, just keep me going. Not eating for a week is one heck of a diet. And it was miserable. I think I ended up losing like 27 pounds within those 8 days. And it was not the best time in my life, you know. But I was able to get through it. I mean, my friends were there, my parents. One of the days, it was maybe the third day in, they were like, surgery may be an option, or you can try and drink this stuff and hopefully you'll get better. You know, my mom, she cooks great, so does my grandma and all. I'm like, I can't do no food, can't do it. So I was like, probably gonna have to get surgery then, just get it over with, and it is what it is. And they were like, all right, and then they're like, we'll give you a little bit more time to think about it. And they come in a few hours later, you gotta get emergency surgery. I was like, oh, so now what, you know? I'm all drugged up, so I wasn't too concerned, but they're like, you're gonna have to get a bag, most likely, and I was fine with that. And I remember getting rolled back in the operating room. My mom and dad were there for me, and they rolled me back there. You know, you go get anesthesia, get hooked up, go through all that patient registration stuff first before you go into actual surgery, unless it's like total rush thing. But ended up going back, and I remember being in the operating room, laying on the table right when I was going under anesthesia. That was a pretty wild sight. And I wake up, and I'll show a picture. I had this thing on me. The red thing you see is my ileostomy. It's the small intestine flipped inside out. And I was like, what in the world? Come to find out, my small intestine had perforated, and everything that goes through your small intestine is still liquid, so it leaked all into my abdominal cavity, and it was just a mess. And they had to cut me open. They basically pulled all my intestines outside of me, rinsed me out. They cut out, I think it was 8 or 9 inches out my small intestine. That was the part that had perforated. They cut that out, and then they put me all back together, and I had an ileostomy, so my small intestine stuck out my body right here. This right here is where I had my ileostomy. Some people have a colostomy. A ileostomy is your small intestine. A colostomy is your large intestine. They gave me the bag, and I had the bag for 6 months. But after surgery, I was able to eat whatever I wanted. There is certain foods to avoid, so you don't get I'm trying to think of the name of it. So you don't get a bowel blockage where food stops up in your bowel. There's certain foods to avoid, like corn. And I started feeling that a little bit better after I got that bag, because they got all the infection out of me, because I was full of infection basically, and I was on tons of antibiotics, and it's just a mess. I apologize, this video is all over the place because it's just so much to remember. The doctor, I had a new doctor, and he was like, I've been reading your medical records for the past 45 minutes. And it's just a lot to remember and try and go in order with everything. It's just been a ride. I was in the hospital for those 8 days. It was a mess. Got out the hospital, and I forgot. While I was in the hospital, my boys came to see me, Jack, Brandon, and Ryan, my little brother. And I wasn't allowed really to see anybody because COVID, but I was allowed to walk around for surgery. I forgot, I also had, from part of my infection, I had a certain type of bacteria that was contagious. So every time I left the room, I had to wear this. And this also brings up a memory. When I was in there, this black girl started fighting the security guard in there. It was crazy. And they were like wrestling. You could hear them slamming on the floor. It was wild. After I got surgery, I couldn't move around a lot because I had so much stuff connected to me. I had a wound vac, an IV, these things that squeeze your leg to get the blood flowing, and a catheter in. But I couldn't walk very far at a time, so my dad helped me. He kind of helped organize this, and they were downstairs waiting for me on near the entrance on a bench. I got to walk outside and take a picture with them, see them, and just enjoy some time with my friends, because this is the first time I'd seen anybody other than my parents in 8 days. But I couldn't walk very far at a time, so my dad helped me. He kind of helped organize this, and they were downstairs waiting for me on near the entrance on a bench. I got to walk outside and take a picture with them, see them, and just enjoy some time with my friends, because this is the first time I'd seen anybody other than my parents in 8 days. This picture is me in my truck. My dad was driving me home. This is the day I got out the hospital, and you can tell I was glad to go home. I was able to walk to the truck. Some reason somebody may have a bag is someone like me. If your intestines have lots of inflammation, they will give you a bag to help give your intestines time to heal and rest. And then when you're doing good again, they'll hook you all back up together. There's many different ways and procedures. I mean, have a whole video on that. But so I had the bag for a total of 6 months, and I was feeling a lot better. I got on Remicade. Remicade's helped me a ton. Remicade lowers your immune system, so I had to wait a while after surgery to get it so I could heal quicker. And this is my first Remicade infusion. My mom was there with me. Remicade has helped me a ton. After that, I forgot, my ileostomy got granulomas around it, and they had to go back and burn those down. Which basically all it is, blood vessels that swelled up. The little red things you see are the granulomas. They burn those down with nitrate. So that was another procedure I had to do. I think it was 2 times they had to do that, but that was like an in and out kind of thing. So dealt with that, and then I had to get a barium enema, and then I had to get another colonoscopy and endoscopy. This colonoscopy and endoscopy, the second one, was the easiest one, hands down, just because I had the bag. All I had to do was just not eat anything, really. And I got that done, and then alright, you're good to go to get your reversal surgery. It's been about 6.5 months now, and they go in there, I go back for surgery and whatnot. They put a nerve block in. Well, it didn't go quite as planned. The nerve block they put in for me, it didn't work at all, because I'm the one person that it doesn't work for. So I woke up from surgery, and they took out another 9 inches out my small intestine, as well as my ileocecal valve, which is the valve between your large and small intestine. They took that out, and I woke up from surgery feeling every bit of pain, and it was horrible. It sucked. That's easily, hands down, the worst pain I ever felt was right then. It's a picture of me when I went back for my reversal surgery. And they gave me morphine, didn't even touch it. Like, I didn't feel a difference after they gave me morphine. And got through that part, and then I was in the hospital for a few days. This is a wound vac. It basically creates suction to help you heal faster and keep bacteria out. I was in the hospital for a total of 4 days. And this surgery only took about a month or 2 to recover from. The original surgery took almost 4 months for me to recover from it. That was a pretty, like I said, that was just out of nowhere. This picture was after my original surgery. Remy, my dog, would always sleep with me after every procedure. I guess he just knew something was wrong with me. I got the surgery done, and then they put sutures in to sew up my incision. And of course, I'm the one person that's allergic to the sutures. So they kept giving me a bunch of infection in my body right there, and I had to go in. I'll find some videos for y'all. I had to go into the doctor. they cut out the infection and burn it with nitrate.
Basically, when they do it, they just numb you up and then cut you open and dig around, and you're awake so you can feel them digging around and everything.
And I'd have to pack gauze in it, and that happened 3 times, and then it got infected again. So I went for, this would make my 3rd surgery. Went in for surgery. They cut a hole in me about 2 inches wide, 2 inches deep, and I had to just leave it open and put bandages in it, and that pretty much cured the infection for me.
This would make my 3rd ever surgery, and I basically have to pack it with gauze twice a day and keep it clean and sterile and just let it heal up on its own.
Since then, I haven't really had any complications too much after surgery. Now it's just been trying to figure out why I keep getting random pains. I did have to go back for another colonoscopy and endoscopy just to make sure everything was well after surgery, because I've been hurting. And now I'm on some new medicines and stuff, trying to figure out what's wrong with me and get me back right and on track again. So in total, I had 3 surgeries, 3 colonoscopy and endoscopies, 4 infections, 1 barium enema, and I'm missing something. I just know I'm missing something. It's been a lot. Now I'm doing better. I'm going to school for welding. I'm gonna get my 2-year associate's degree in welding. This is my 1st year in welding school. Before this, I worked a while at Brewer Cycles in Henderson. Great place to work. People there are nice. It's just been one heck of a ride. But I just like to thank my family, my friends, Now I have a wonderful girlfriend. And the first time when I first got surgery, it would have been nice to have her. It's crazy. Just life's what you make of it. And just try and stay positive. And if you're going through anything, bad times pass. It doesn't stay bad forever. The sun always shines, It might rain today, but the sun will come back out. God's here. He's got a plan for all of us, and we're just here for the ride. And it may put you through something so others can see and learn and get closer with him. And it's truly amazing how God works, and just be thankful for good health, and just be thankful for being able to be here. It was like after I got surgery the first time, I struggled to do basic activities and grooming, like whatnot, like showering. I couldn't shower on my own. I couldn't even stand up really to get in the shower. I went from running 5 miles a day to barely being able to walk 3 steps, barely being able to stand on my own. So just thank God that if you're able to walk, if you're able just to be here and enjoy another day and have good health, just be thankful for everything you have. I know times are tough right now, and some people can't fill their gas tanks up. So, if you fill your gas tank up, just be thankful for that. But I hope y'all enjoyed this series, like a tailgate talk with Tyler, Overall, having ileostomy has changed me for the best. I've grown my relationship closer with God. I've learned a lot. I've humbled myself a lot by having this bag. It's truly amazing what just one bad experience can do. If you guys are going through something similar, don't let it beat you down, because it's going to pass and everything's going to be fine. I truly do believe everything happens for a reason, though, because like when I worked at Brewer Cycles, every once in a while I talk about welding. They're like, why don't you do it? And I never did want to do welding as a career. And I tried looking at nursing, like being a flight nurse, and it was just too much schoolwork for me. So next option was welding, and now I'm welding and going to school for it. God has a plan for all of us. We just have to trust in him. Everything will work out. I hope y'all enjoy watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.